rule out Bernard Raymond, and we're also going to rule out Shaq Leonard. Looking forward to the matchup, right, against a very talented team, well-coached team. It's going to be a tough test. We've had a great week of practice. I think our guys are looking forward to it. I expect the best from both teams, and looking forward to the matchup.
Did Yannick Ngakoue get hurt in Wednesday's practice, and how's he doing?
He was limited today. He was limited today. Just had a little back thing and flared up on him, and so. But he was limited in there today. He'll be questionable for the game.
Frank, what's left for Shaq? To be clear, I think this was week 4 practice for him. What's left for him?
Really good week for Shaq. Really good week for Shaq. There's been incremental improvement every week. I would say this week was incremental plus, just to try to give you guys some sense of where he's at. He remains in great attitude, great spirits, great teammate. What's left is he's got to know he can go out there and play winning football. That's the bottom line. He's got to know he can go out there and play winning football and feel confident in that. And that's mostly coming from him. It's a conversation with everybody, but deep down it's the player. Deep down the player's got to know he can go out there and play. He can play winning football and help this team win. And so that's where we got to get to. And like I said, this injury, it's a bear. So, and he's fighting and scratching. He is fighting and scratching every second, every way he can to get back out on the field. I promise you that. I mean, he is doing everything plus he can do to get back out there on that field. It's killing him.
Frank, let me correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like it's his decision. Is he not?
It's a collaborative decision, but obviously the player's the one that's got to play, and he truly knows how it feels. And so we watch tape, and we can see, hey, when you look at tape, but from last year or the year before, and then versus tape now, and you watch him move, we're doing that. We're all doing it, and it's not the same. It's not the same. So, we needed to look the same. So from our standpoint, it's, hey, we need that tape to look close to what it looked like when you were relatively healthy, and then that's one side of it. And then the side from Shaq is he needs to feel it. So that's where it's collaborative.
Is Alec Pierce still in the concussion protocol?
No, he did clear. He did clear last night.
Everything you said, understood. I think the context here is pretty strange for a player to go 4 weeks practicing without apparent limitations and not play. Is there something unique to this injury in this situation?
Nothing has happened to set it back. Everything has been positive. We knew it was going to be like this. There was there was a discussion at the beginning of the year. Should we go should we go PUP? Should we go IR? Because we knew, and that when you don't take those other steps, everybody's going to expect it's going to be week 1, week 2. We were taking, it was taking a little bit of a gamble, that, hey, maybe the last step would go faster than according to plan, but everyth's going according to plan. This is a tough injury. He's handling it the right way. He has the right attitude. We're going to continue just going down this course.
What's Pittman look like in the last couple of days?
Good. Good. We, handled it the right way with him. He handled it the right way. He's ready to go.
What is the coaching like of the receivers this week? From you, from Reggie, was there a concern about the separation they were getting in Jacksonville, and how do you get that room to bounce back after a day that was not good?
Yeah, that was really what we were trying to do with the whole offense, the whole team, so it wasn't good by any of us. So, experience, at least my personal experience tells me, yeah, you go in there with a little bit of an attitude. We got to be better. But mostly it's let's work to get better. Let's iron out details. What did we do wrong? What did we wrong? What do we need to clean up? So it's always there's 10 things you got to do, whether as a coach, a position coach, head coach. There's a lot of different lanes to coach a player. Be hard on them, encourage them, motivate them, focus on fundamentals and technique. Get the scheme right, talk about the details. There's 10 proverbial lanes. So, as a coach, you got to make sure you're hitting every lane. You can't leave any lane uncovered. So that's really, I think, our approach.
Frank,
Can you take anything away from 2019, blueprint format, whatever, on what worked against Kansas City in general?
I mean, it's obvious that, you know, if you can run the ball for 200 and plus yards, that's usually going to be a winning format. Not many games in the NFL do you go in there and rush for 200 yards. You'd love to do that every game. You don't ever really count on that. That just happens during the game. You know, this is the NFL, so I have a lot of respect for Coach Spagnuolo. You know, but we're going to go in there and try to play our game. We're going to go in from a balanced approach, and then as always, you know, we adjust in game as needed. You try to stay patient. If you have a little frustration early in one area, you try not to abandon it. Sometimes the situation dictates that a little bit, but you try to stick to what your plan is.
When you were here in the Peyton years when they were really going great guns, and teams tried to limit possessions. Don't give them 12, give them 8 if you can. Is that mixed into it?
But no, there's no doubt. I mean, you know, if you can have long drives, eat up the clock, that's always going to be a good form. That result in touchdowns. You know, that's really the thing for us. We got to score points. So I don't care if they're long drives and we're dominating running the ball, or, you know, if we get him throwing. I mean, Coach Spagnuolo, he's got a lot of blitz stuff. You know, he's famous for all the blitz stuff that he does. And what if we can do some good things against the blitz and expose the blitz, you know, and score fast? We'll take it any way we want. Bottom line is offensively score points.
Like when you face a quarterback like Mahomes, how does that impact your charts, your level of aggression?
Yeah. So usually, I remember a couple of years ago when we played him in that game in 19, the charts were so aggressive. It said if you got the opening kickoff on the -25 and ended up in 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 it was a go. And that's what that game was according to the charts. That was because of Mahomes and because of their whole offense and team. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. You know, I mean, I'm not going to be. That's what I was talking to you guys about a couple of weeks ago. So usually the more prudent thing to do is get into the game and see, is it going to, you know, because all that statistical stuff, analytical stuff it's all based on projected points scored. It's really all based on projected points scored in the game. So we all know it doesn't always play out like that. So the prudent thing as a coach is to allow it to play out just a little bit. And, you know, and feel for what's this game feel like. Okay, we're holding it together pretty good on defense. Okay, we made them kick 2 field goals. Okay, we're running the ball pretty good. It feels pretty good here. I'm going to back down on how I approach the charts. That's why this analytics stuff, it's not as pure cut and dry as it sounds. It really is a lot more feel to it.
Right, how much learning have you seen from your defense? Like Gus said, that they're still learning the new scheme. And how big is it?
Yeah, there's no doubt they're still learning. I mean, but you know, no mistake about it. We're far enough along. We should play winning football, right? But we're going to continue. I do think, as a defensive scheme, it'll continue to get better as the year goes on. But there's still that sense of urgency and the demand to play winning football now, which we all expect that we're at a spot that we can do. And but we all also expect that we're going to keep getting better in the system.